Okay, so we got Santino Fontana coming on the show. He's the voice of Prince Hans from Frozen.
Yeah.
And then we've got Bonnie Montgomery music video.
Do we have a chef this week?
Who's Bo? Do you want to make a cocktail?
I guess I could run down to my bar.
Just be back sooner than later. Don't get frozen.
Dance like the moves that you're doing on purpose. Sing like a singing on key. Talk to the girl that intimidates you. Pretend that you're brilliant and charming. I said pretend that you're brilliant and charming. Hey!
That's it. Everybody, welcome in. Later with Jason Suel. So glad that you are tuned in tonight. We got a fantastic show lined up.
We
Vote
do.
counts. What's
I'm
up,
here.
man?
I'm here. We're here.
We're here. We made it. We're here.
That's another one.
Okay, so I was going to talk to you about this. It's hot outside.
You
And
can
for
say
me,
that again.
There comes a point in the summer, for me personally.
You're supposed to say,
let's
it's
try that
hot
again.
outside.
It's hot outside.
It's also, you could say that again.
It's hot outside.
You
Nailed
could
it.
say, okay.
All right. Moving on.
Okay.
So there comes a point for me in the summer where it's just so hot and we've been like going through this heat and humidity for so long that I just feel like taking a nap until fall. You ever get that place?
Well, usually it's called summertime hibernation, Jason. It's a thing
It's a real thing?
that people like you and me experience seasonally. And, you know, some people will be like, oh, you're just lazy. And they don't understand the physiology of entertainers. And
It's a real thing.
We're underneath these heat lamps all the time. And sometimes we just need to take time to, like, sleep for 4 days.
That's right.
In the air conditioning,
And
away from the summer
I know.
heat.
If you don't perform, you might not know what this is. I wish we had a violin over there to play us a really, really
A
sad-
tiny one.
Yeah. Tiny
Yeah,
violin.
one about this big.
Yeah.
But
yes.
no, I am, yes, it's my favorite place. Curl up on a couch,
With
watch
the air
a
conditioning
movie
on,
with
as
the
we
air
talked about,
conditioning.
yeah.
Yeah.
Crank it down to what was the perfect temperature you were telling us?
62. It's getting lower as we get further into the summer.
You
Yeah.
said you want to see your breath because of the air conditioning in your home.
Actually, I live in a walk-in cooler. Like I pay rent at a restaurant down the street, and I have a cot. Yeah, it's
you just
great.
go in.
Yeah.
You go in whenever you want.
I need help.
Yeah, don't get trapped in there. You do need help. Maybe the show will help you because we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Guess who we're visiting with? We've got a great friend of ours. He was in town for an event that Theater Squared has happening. Santino Fontana is joining us. Santino.
Hey, speaking of cold stuff.
Yes, exactly. Frozen.
Yeah.
The voice of Prince Hans from the movie Frozen, the global smash hit. He is joining. He was the 2019 Tony Award winner for Best Actor in a Musical on Broadway for his role in Tootsie, which is coming to Walton Arts Center this year. So he's got a lot of tie-in with what's going on in Northwest Arkansas. We had a chance to catch up with him. Great visit with him. And then we've got a music video from our friend Bonnie Montgomery.
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of Central Arkansas based, but she's all over Arkansas, all over the
yeah.
region. Great stuff from her. And then we're making a cocktail down at our chef's table with you.
yeah.
Are you, what's it? What?
Yeah, we're making cocktails today over at the chef's table, Jason. I was thinking about Tootsie. I thought about something fun, summertime, watermelon juice, a little sparkly, just like Tootsie's dress. So we're gonna do fun, refreshing summer Tootsie drink.
Oh, fun, refreshing summer Tootsie drink. I cannot wait for that. I'm here. Bo's here. Oh, Bo's back. And the band is here. The gang's all here. You should be too. Stick around. We got all that fun happening later.
The fella down from me puts his back wheels on his mower about 6 inches up and his front one's lower, so he mows at all his grass is growing like this, starting low and going high. And you know, the neighbors, we all think it's kind of weird, but he likes it, so you know, you can do anything you want to. You can have an artistic landscaping business, I guess. But I'd give advice. I'd say make it your own, do your own gimmick. You know, let people hire you. and then maybe don't mow their yard for 2 or 3 weeks and just tell them you did. And some people will go, oh, that looks great, I like it. You know, won't even know what you've done. You just go, just cash the check. The box turtles, you know, we talked about this one before. They'll eat tomatoes, I found out, strawberries, and then I found out it's just red things. They'll eat anything red. They eat a red hot. They'll eat a red beef jerky stick. They'll eat ketchup. If I, you know, rub it in my hands and get it all over my hands, they'll lick the ketchup right off my hands, and that feels funny. I tell you what, they got rough tongues. The box turtles. That is duck oil. I use duck oil and also some just bacon grease and all kinds of different, you know, it sounds weird. I don't throw anything away. I reuse everything. Compost it, use it. I've often rubbed old eggs, rotten eggs, cottage cheese, coffee grounds. I've put everything in this beard, and it just seems to just keep fighting it off, fighting back and coming back, and it just, after a while, you know, it smells good.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Like we mentioned at the top of the program, we got Santino Fontana joining us right now. You might know him as the voice of Prince Hans in the global smash hit Frozen. You also might know that he picked up a 2019 Tony Award for his role in Tootsie, winning the Best Actor in a Musical. Santino, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. What are you doing? You are in Fayetteville right now. I know we're on the Zoom, but you're in Northwest Arkansas. What are you doing here?
This is my first time in Arkansas. This is my first time. I haven't really been to the South much at all. I know
Welcome.
people argue whether or not this is the Midwest or not. I know the argument.
Sure.
But I'm happy to have that argument, and I'm very excited to be here and help celebrate T2.
Yeah, you're here for T2. It's very cool. They've got a huge gala, you know, and you're a big part of that. Do you do this often? Do you go around and sort of perform at events like this?
Yeah, I joke around that I've become kind of a vaudevillian at times. There's a handful of us, you know. Norm Lewis travels and sings all the time. Kelly O'Hara travels and sings all the time. It's a small mighty group. Laura Benanti. I'm happy to be in it because I love performing live. So any chance I get an opportunity to do that, especially to help an arts organization like Theater Squared, as well as especially in this time, getting back on our feet after COVID. I'm happy to do it and would love to do it more.
One thing that I'm still struggling to sort of understand, and you can help me with this, is how could you do that to Princess Anna at the end of Frozen?
Well, you know, it was a real honor to play the romantic hero of the first half of
yes,
Frozen.
you were, yes.
You know, you'd have to ask Hans, and I, you know, just was with him for a little amount of time, so I don't really know. I think, you know, power corrupts. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, that is the
Power
truth.
corrupts.
And you know, I'm sure that all of our viewing audience familiar with your voice because you have been in our car stereos, in our showers, in our kids' room, every room of the house echoing with your songs from the first Frozen movie.
Yes, I apologize to all the parents who had to hear me singing about doors. I feel very bad for you. I'm sorry.
No.
I apologize.
It was phenomenal. I mean, your performance in that was phenomenal. But let's also talk about your award-winning performance there in Tootsie and what that experience was like for you.
Sure. It was a great time with a bunch of really, really good friends. We all it was a real family. And a lot of times people say that and it's not true. It really is. I'm texting with them today. We had a great time making people laugh, you know, for just about a year on Broadway. Yeah, it was a great experience. And it was, you know, it ended right before the pandemic hit. We closed in January of 2020.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a very clean end and, you know, and a very new beginning of wherever we were.
That's the truth, yes. What was it like for you, first of all, to be nominated for that award, but then to hear your name called, you know, to receive that award? Take us back to that moment.
Well, yeah, I feel like going to an awards show like that, it's kind of like going to a wedding where you may be the groom. You don't know, you're all dressed up, it's very exciting, but you're also nervous, and you're also like, does she even want me? Am I really gonna be? And then, of course, yeah, I can't tell you, I definitely left my body. When I got off stage after the speech, I didn't know what I said, and I turned to somebody that was helping me, and I said, am I gonna be okay?
Did I just ruin my
What's
career?
wrong? I was like, this is so, my wife was also 6 months pregnant. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on.
Yeah,
It's very stressful.
no doubt. How familiar were you? Because Tootsie is an old movie. How familiar were you with that film before you landed the role?
Not very. I mean, I knew that it came out the year I was born. So I had seen it, much later.
Yes.
And when the director, Scott Ellis, called me about the script, I watched the movie then, and then I watched it once over the holidays right before we started working on it. And then I stopped going to the movie because what we were doing was very different. Had to be different. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a Broadway adaptation, right? And for our viewing audience, just so you're aware, the touring Tootsie is coming to Walton Arts Center in their new season. So you can subscribe right now. Make sure you do that, or get those single show tickets when they are released, so you can go. And I know Santino won't be performing in it, but maybe you kind of have that kinship, right? Because he originated this role, right?
Yes. I will send Advil to the young actor playing Dorothy and Michael, because he's going to need it for his calves and for his back, because there's a corset involved.
Oh, wow.
And the Advil wouldn't hurt with all the shaving you have to do.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. You put yourself through a lot. And speaking of that, before we let you go, what's on the horizon? Is there anything that you can mention maybe that's coming up that we can look forward to you being in?
Oh, yes, there's some TV things that I can't say. Here's the problem, I can't say.
Yeah.
There's an album that I've been working on forever, which I'm calling the Eventual Album, which will eventually come out, I hope. There's some writing things, some theater things, and then there's there's a film project I did that will be coming out, and then it's so hard asking an actor to tell you what's coming next. It's like, it could be something great, could be nothing. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's because you're firing on all cylinders all the time, and you got a lot of projects going, and that's really commendable. How about, maybe this is even a better question, if people want to keep up with what you have going on, do you have social media? Do you have a website? What's the best way for people to do that?
I have Twitter and I have Instagram. They're both at Santino Fontana, my name, and I'm okay at it. But I'm pretty good at being able to be like, hey, I'm going to be doing this thing. If you want to come buy tickets or come see it or go. There's a couple audiobooks. I did an audiobook that just came out of Election, the Tom Perrotta novel, with Midori Francis, who's fantastic. And I also did
I think you did something I listened to. Did you do a Stephen King book?
Yes, I did. The Institute.
Yes! I listened to the whole thing and I loved it. Oh, phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. That was me.
Yeah, that was you. I was like, his voice is in my ear right now, but it has been in my car, not just as Prince Hans, but also reading that book. So, well done.
But I was a good guy most of the time in that book. So.
Yes, you were. You were. That's a phenomenal story. If our audience hasn't had a chance to read it, it's a great Stephen King book. It kind of harkens back to the group of kids. It's a group of kids, maybe like It, not quite as dark as It. Definitely some supernatural things happening in that book. So definitely worth a listen from Santino Fontana. I'm following you on Twitter now. That's happening.
Great.
So,
Great.
So we're going to connect that way.
Do it.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time, taking time to visit with us while you're in Northwest Arkansas. Welcome to the area. We hope you have a great experience here and that you'll come back and join us again. Thanks, Santino.
I would love to come back. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And you come back, stick around. We got more happening later.
Our musical guests brought to you by Walton Arts Center. Walton Arts Center, a home for Broadway right here in your own backyard.
Lately I'm not sleeping, but it's like I'm in a dream. Deputy and sheriff, state penitentiary. Charges and convictions, they don't mean a thing. They're nothing like the voices running around my brain. And they can take me or leave me. I can't ever come back home. And they can take me or leave me. I don't even want to grow old. Lately I'm not sleeping, but it's like I'm in a dream. Last night I went to the garden to see what I could see. I thought that I saw Dad, he took back his name. I thought I heard him tell me to hide out in the cave. And they can take me or leave me. I can't ever come back home. And they can take me or leave me. I don't even want to grow old. I'm never gonna crawl out of my hole. I never knew the darkness of my soul. I'm running now and I'm never coming back. I'm gonna get the law off of my back. And they can take me or leave me. They can't ever come back home. And they can take me or leave me. I don't even want to grow old.
Yes, everybody, welcome back later with Jason Suel. So glad you tuned in. We're having fun down here at the chef's table because Bo Counts is mixing us up a cocktail.
It's me.
Yeah, it's me.
You know, when I'm not making funny jokes on television, I'm making cocktails over at Pinpoint on
That's
Block.
right. You got it, and you've concocted something really special for us in this episode.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Well, you know, Tootsie, you know, the character, is
Yeah.
very famous from that red sequin dress.
That's right,
you know?
absolutely.
And it's summertime, and one of the things we do at Pinpoint a lot.
Summertime in Fayetteville.
It's summertime in Fayetteville. We love fresh juice, and we already press our own watermelon juice. So I was like, man, let me come up with a cocktail that's like fun and effervescent and fruity and yummy in summertime, just like Tootsie.
Yeah.
So I thought we would make some sort of like minty, you know, champagne, watermelon
This is
spritz.
getting good now.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a watermelon spritz sort of drink for summertime.
For summertime.
That's great.
But we're gonna take it a little extra mile. And I infused some gin with mint green tea, which I got out in a tea shop in Bentonville.
Now, for people who don't know, you're a gin guy.
I am a gin guy.
Gin is your jam.
And here's the thing, don't be afraid. Everybody's like, ooh, I don't do gin. And gin is just finished vodka. And vodka is unfinished gin. They are the same thing, it's just vodka. They distill it one more time and add a bunch of botanicals, and then you get gin. So
Why does some gins just taste like I just dumped pine branches in my
That's
mouth?
juniper. So some gins are going to be way more juniper than others, but all gins have a touch of juniper. You have to.
Right.
But then you can have, you know, coriander or mint or, you know, any sort of spice or allspice
Sure.
or clove or whatever to make your gin. So I got New Amsterdam gin, which is very mild gin, and I infused it with mint tea, which just means I put a certain amount of tea in there and let it steep for 3
Right, 'cause
hours.
that's not the color I think of when I
No.
see New Amsterdam gin on the
No,
shelf.
sir. So this is mint tea infused gin. Put about an ounce per serving
Right.
in there. Then I'm going to do the same thing with watermelon juice.
Okay.
Just almost about an ounce per serving, maybe 3/4 an ounce per serving. So this is for 2 of us.
Yeah.
Then we're going to add a little bit of simple syrup. You can make this at home. It's really not hard to do. I advise it way more than buying the store-bought stuff. So we'll put about a 1/2 ounce per serving. And then a little bit of acid. You need acid. So we've got some fresh squeezed lemon juice.
Yes.
Put about a 1/2 ounce per serving in there. And then just because I want to amp up that red.
Take it up to the next notch. Oh my gosh, Campari, this is my favorite. I love
love
this
it.
aperitif.
And this is not for everybody. It's very bitter, very dry.
Just like me.
But I think it's going to really play nicely with all these flavors. So, and it's going to make it really red.
Is this the first time you've made this drink? It's on.
I made it last night.
Okay, all right.
You were saying, Bo, we need a Tootsie cocktail. So I looked around our bar and I was like, what can I come up with? And it was this. So we're going to shake this up.
Yeah.
You want to ice these Collins glasses for me, Jason?
Ice the Collins glasses.
And when you're shaking, there is a technique to this.
Well, that's good to know. I didn't know that.
You want to get some good frosting on the glass. You want to listen to your ice. If you're using just regular freezer ice, you're probably going to want to shake it a little bit less because it dilutes and melts a lot faster than bar ice. So yeah, and then you want it to be really cold to the touch. Thank you, Jason.
You got it.
We're going to strain about half into there.
That looks fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun color. It's a fun summertime color.
We're going to add the Tootsie.
Oh, yeah.
The glitter, which is going to be
the pop, the
some
pizzazz.
champagne on top. Boom, boom, and then we're going to get some fresh mint
there. Oh, my gosh,
there.
you're really going all out.
Yeah, and then boom, get a little more champagne, and we have got some Tootsies.
Look at
Tootsie
that.
Pops.
Some Tootsie Pop. I love this drink.
Yeah.
Man, let's cheers. Let's see what this tastes like. I want to... Yeah, there's some Tootsie Pop to that.
That'll work.
That's good stuff, man.
That'll work.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for bringing the drinks in, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, as
in the
always.
In the spirit of Tootsie, stick around. We got more happening later. Bo, cheers.
Cheers.
Yes, on the cowbell, please. Where's that been?
A little more.
We need some more of that. That's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, of course, you can find us out there on your social media platforms. Send us an email over at laterwithjasonsuel.com. We actually have somebody checking those emails now. That's a good thing. I know, it's crazy.
Cool.
Yes. And before we leave, we got to thank our guests. I can't believe we had the amazing Santino Fontana on the show. Great job, great interview. You got to check out what's going on with Santino.
And also me for coming in and making these awesome drinks. And shout outs to my bar, Pinpoint Fayetteville.
Absolutely. Thanks to that amazing bar. Thanks to you, Bo. This is delicious. Cheers. Absolutely. And Bonnie Montgomery for that amazing music video. That's our show. We'll see you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.